Hello and welcome back to Musings. And
I'm Arman,
this is Praveena.
and I have a request. Can I take that seat? I've been watching the previous recording. My face is, I don't like it. And there I look like,
A diva.
thank you. Your coffee, I'll put your coffee fee.
You can keep it here.
And
Thank you very
because
much.
these dots and bubbles are bothering me.
My
Choo, 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 choo.
God. Hey, here, you missed a spot.
Please don't say that. It's gonna keep bothering me. What's up?
Are you feeling good
Hey.
there?
I am. I'm a
After
little.
kicking me off my seat,
I'm
my
feeling
throne.
fantastic. I'm feeling handsome, confident, powerful,
Yeah, save it for when you
and
watch it.
sleep deprived. You know, I'm sleep deprived because yesterday, after a long time, I got some time to watch television and I went too deep. At 1 a.m., I was like, I need to put something. You know how you like put a podcast so that it can lull you to sleep? I put on Lust Stories. And I usually put them on 1.5x so that like I can't focus too much on what's being said and it actually allows me to sleep. But I started focusing and it was so interesting because these smart people have done a very sharp thing. They've started with their best two stories. The
Yeah.
first one though immediately catches you.
Yeah.
What did you think of the
I
show?
like the second episode the best.
Why?
Because I feel like I could relate to the character so much. Not in that I'm creeping on people, but it's wait, I didn't have to clarify that. But just her setup and how she has her Didi coming home and she doesn't even open the door because she's so lazy to get up. That's like so relatable to someone like me. I let my Didi in and she's there in at home when I'm away. And I was just thinking, hey, what if something's going on when I'm not around?
But would you, if you came home and your Didi was
Freaking-
having a time,
Yeah.
what would you do?
I think I would react the same way as her in the first
You would start
time.
watching
no,
her?
No. The
You would
first
start
time
watching her?
where she's like that would be my reaction to like immediately hide, but I wouldn't watch them.
But you enjoyed the fact that the character was
I'm
watching.
just saying there is a reason the top searched thing on is Barbie.
It's very interesting that you know this, first of all.
No, it was a thing. I think voyeurism is a huge thing in sex and discovering things that you
It
like.
was, I will say, like, it was something very new. I'd never seen this portrayed, especially from a woman's lens. There's been a lot of voyeurism from men in movies, but that was super interesting.
Yeah, but we do have these tendencies, right, to like be curious what other people
Yeah.
are up to.
I have a feeling that if you're not, if people know that they're not gonna get caught and there's nothing catching them doing it, most people are way more voyeuristic than they would admit.
Yeah, there's a reason why people sit at the parks and watch other people. There's a reason why you're sitting on in the bus stop and staring at someone wearing a certain type of clothing, right? It all comes back to that. But of course, degrees, there's different degrees. You're not watching people all the time, but to a certain degree, you do peek into some things that you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
3, it's not even worth getting into.
Yeah. Except for the
What
fact
was
that,
that?
Tamanna is hot. I've never watched her in anything before. This was the
Really?
first time.
Was this
Yeah.
your first Tamanna experience?
Yes. And what an experience. I was just like, this woman is too, too beautiful.
She is very beautiful.
Eyes, buddy.
She
What is
looks like
happening?
almost fake because she's so like, she's like a doll. She's like perfect.
Yeah.
How do you not have hyperpigmentation? How is your, I mean, I guess they have makeup artists, but
But then everyone does.
Yeah.
I mean, in the industry.
yeah, but she's like,
So I never watched season 1. Season 2 is the only one I've watched.
season 1 is great. There's an episode where there's this married woman who is sexually deprived and she tries a massager for the first time and it's a remote control massager. And she puts the massager, like she wears the massager and the remote is on the table. And then the mother-in-law comes and she switches it on and she's like, what is this remote? And she's holding the table and she's like orgasming.
I remember this turned into a GIF.
Yeah. And which is crazy because we've never talked about toys in such a
Never.
toys or sexual like enhancers on any of these kind of platforms, which is what is great about love stories. As much as I didn't like episode 3, I didn't like episode 4 so much, but they bring out stories of women and experiences that women have, realistic experiences that we're never allowed to share. Like sweep it under the rug because when women are not supposed to be sexual, right? And this, I really appreciate the platform that they've given more than anything.
If there is one thing I wish, I understand the need for it to be super focused on the the female experience and the female perspective. I wish there was a little bit of counterbalancing with also the male perspective on
Yeah.
lust. But
It would be nice to have male perspective that's not always the bad guy.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Like, it's
Like-
again adding to that stigma that all men are this way. But I feel like
A healthy perspective on
What-
lust for a male, that's I wish they explored that because that hasn't actually been explored a lot.
I think that's the next step maybe. Right?
But women's power brings me to something I really want to discuss today, which is dating apps. There aren't many arenas where women have all the power, but there is one where I think they do, and that's on bloody dating apps. I really want to discuss these today.
I mean, I don't think it's controversial to say that women have most power on dating apps.
It does split a room when I say that, though. Depends on your perspective.
But I agree with you.
Yeah?
We do have an upper hand, and that's fine, I think.
Can I talk about Bumble? I'm so glad it came on the scene because before Bumble was big, all I saw from the I was on the dating apps very early on, so I've on and off been on them for like a decade.
Every
Just
episode
don't.
I want to
Whatever
call
came
you.
in your head, don't. I was on them super early on, and all I heard for 6 or 7 years straight on these apps were dating profiles that one said bibliophile, wanderlust, all those things. But the other thing you heard a lot was don't start with hi, hey, be interesting. Now Bumble comes along and says, y'all have to start the conversation. And what does every conversation start with?
Hi. No, but I wasn't one of them, so you can't shit on all of us. I always drop like a riddle or something so they can't not respond.
What's a riddle? Can you give me an example, please?
There was one time, I wish I had the app. There was this one time I actually matched with my current partner's best friend. And I didn't know they were friends. So I matched and I said like something to him and he just left me hanging. I wish I knew that line.
This was before you started dating your current boyfriend.
Yeah,
I'm hoping. I'm guessing.
I thought that didn't need explanation,
I mean,
but
there are people in open relationships.
I see how you
What
see
is
me,
this,
Arman.
What is this judgment? What? Why are you judging the concept of open relationships?
oh, saved yourself. But no, I messaged him. I can't remember it. Let's just move on from this. I can't remember that.
Okay, what's your favorite app?
Hinge.
Mine
But I
too.
met my partner on Bumble. So but I obviously can't do Tinder. Tinder used to be great. What happened? Now it's pictures of cows and
We'll stop there because I don't want to close the opportunity for paid promotions later. Tinder's great. We love it. Even though
We
it's
love
a
all
wasteland
dating apps.
with fake profiles.
Please
like
sponsor us.
One real profile in 100. We love Tinder. It's so great.
Yeah.
Love swiping on Tinder. Spend all my time on Tinder. Not even Instagram. Not even my bank account. Tinder.
Brought to you by Tinder. It's a joke, don't sue us. Please.
I love Hinge just because it's so like, it starts a conversation. It's not like picture, picture, picture. One with dog, one with cat, one with fish. It's like, you know what's confusing? When dudes have pictures of two girls and they're in between and they're face to face. And I'm like, I think you already have a girlfriend, right?
Can I tell you why that is?
Here.
Can I tell you why that is?
Is it to make people jealous?
No, guy. You have to understand the male brain, okay?
Oh, he's like the safe guy.
No,
I'm around
it's not
women,
even
I'm
that.
safe.
It's not even that.
What is it?
Guys try to think of what they think is their cool thing. And if you have a picture with two girls,
We're not props to make you look cool.
okay, just try to understand the psyche. The psyche is,
I
I
don't.
want to make sure they know I'm cool. What do guys think is cool? Girls, money, cars, and bikes.
And dogs,
So,
apparently.
and dogs are the smarter men who know what women like. So they'll be like, bike se pehle kutte ke saath photo dalo.
You know what I'm more offended by? When I swipe right on a guy with a dog because his dog is cute, and then it's not even his dog. And I'm like,
That used to
excuse
be
me, I feel trapped.
I used to do this. So till Bruno was alive,
course.
Bruno never lived with me. He lives back
R.I.P.
at home.
Bruno.
Rip Bruno. He used to live with my fam, but he's a very cute dog because he's a lab. So I used to have him on my profile, and then people used to be like, "Who's the little boy?" And I'm like, "He's Bruno. He's not in this city."
He's not alive.
Sorry, but I am.
I'm sorry.
What did you say?
I said he's not alive.
Emotional damage.
Sorry.
So I used to do this. I used to have Bruno on my profile. Bruno didn't live with me. He lived with my parents. And people would swipe right on me and be like, "Who's the little boy?" And I used to be like, "That's Bruno. He's not here, but I am." So yeah, that's the thing you do. You have to cater your profile to like what others are looking for, without being dishonest. I'm not saying just be like women like A, B, C, and I'm going to show those things. No, but what you think is cool is not cool to the world.
Yeah. You
Express
need to put your
interests.
best foot forward, man. I get that. It's just that I don't understand when guys are on dating apps and they have other women who are like all over them. And I'm like, you genuinely think women are going to see that and want to be with you? Because that just sounds like trouble.
But maybe it's just we're not like y'all. We don't have a lot of pictures often. Like I
Fair.
have maybe 15 good pictures of myself from the last decade. So
I can see why.
my first. Why is it required? Why is it required?
It's just
Why am I
impulsive
hating?
thoughts that come
What have I
out.
done? I've done everything I can to make you not hate me. I'm mirroring how you sit. I've matched the clothing. What
Oh,
more
we
is
do.
required?
We are matching. It's
We
very
are
cute.
matching. Yeah.
It's
You think
very
it's by
cute.
accident?
Oh.
No. It is
That
by
makes me uncomfortable. Okay, what do you hate about dating apps? You're single.
so
You are
complex.
going through it right
Very
now.
complex.
How is it as a 30-year-old?
It's so different from when I was 20 because, as I said last time, now there's the element of age. And I hate that this is turning out to be true. My dad, when I was 27, said, find a person or the crowd is going to start dwindling out. He didn't say it in terms that were that nice. I don't want to say the words he said because it was really crass. Because essentially his point was, you will be left with the scraps. Which is a terrible thing to say and is untrue.
And it is true.
No, it's untrue. But I will say he was right about the fact that the crowd really dwindles. Earlier it used to be like, if you haven't touched your apps for 2 days and you open them, there are like 50,000 profiles to go through. Now I've been in this city also for like 2 years plus. So it just feels like I've gone through the city. Now
I
it's
had to
only
move from Andheri because I had swiped on everyone. I'm like, I'm done with Andheri. Let's move on to Banter now. Because Andheri is so small.
yeah. So people are running out. People
Yeah.
my age definitely are running out. A lot of them are in relationships. They're married. So there aren't that many people there. The ones who are a little jaded, just like me. We're all busy because we're 30. We have like burgeoning careers. We don't want to have a lot of chatter. We find it tough to make plans. Conversations start and then they dwindle. So that's the part I hate. What I do like is I
Is
think
that an age thing or is that just like how we're looking for instant dopamine these days? Like our behavior itself, like if you instantly click with someone, you click. Otherwise, we're just not interested in seeing where things go.
both. But More the age. Because the other thing has been true throughout. Even when you were 23, 24 and swiping, you were still looking for an instant dopamine. Why did people used to swipe when they were even taking it down? Because it's just fun. You've turned, it's terrible, you've turned people into a game. But that has remained consistent throughout. What's changed really is the age, how we approach dating, what we're looking for in people, how selective we're getting. And girls can afford to be selective because y'all don't get the concept of swipe right hoke match nahi hona is also a thing. We have to deal with that all the time. Like 97% of the time when you swipe right, you're not gonna match and you're gonna maybe get a match later and all that jazz. The percentage of matching is super low. So we feel that pain. We know what that's like.
Do you think dating app is a good place to meet someone?
It's from a point of view of, is it the most organic way to meet someone? No. Of course, it's more organic if you meet someone in India, but I spoke about the charting a cough earlier. It mitigates, it prevents that problem. It like circumvents it. You already know that the other person is interested in you when you start a chat, at some level at least. It makes it easier to approach the conversation from a dating standpoint and putting together a plan standpoint and
I
talking about
think
what you like.
dating apps, today's age, whatever like we're going through right now with all the being overly stimulated all the time, I feel like dating apps is the most appropriate place to meet people. Because as an adult, it's hard to make friends. It's hard to make friends organically. When you're a kid, you can go to a playground and be like, bro, throw me a ball, and then you can be friends with someone. It's not the same way as an adult. You can't.
I just thought of an adult human being going to a park with
Throw
bro,
me a
throw me a
ball.
ball.
Asking for different kind of balls now, but basically we can't go to a playground and make friends, right? So, and the places that you often go are probably the gym, workplace, and somewhere out in a cafe with your friends.
Yeah.
So you can't really randomly approach people, and I feel like a dating app is an appropriate place to meet people quickly and not have inappropriate relationship with your coworkers.
Yes.
That's why they exist. But I also like that, you can meet different kind of people, because if you think about your immediate circle, they're more likely going to be the kind of people that you see yourself in and you agree with most times, or you're sort of relating to that person. But on dating apps, you'll see a wild card. Like, you'll just be like,
Yes.
you are a jungle man.
Yes.
And then it's so random.
I do think it's the best place to meet people that are out of left field, and you find that you can connect with them so well.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the people I met who are super creative, like a dancer, or they work in films, or they do something that's completely out of left field for me. I wouldn't meet in my normal life. They're not at the places that I'm at. They're not at the parties that I'm at. They're not part of my.
Wow, where do you go, bro?
With the engineers and the MBAs, yeah, it's super boring.
Yeah, I can see why you're single now. No, but I think it is the most appropriate way to meet people these days. But at the same time, it's about balance, right? I feel like a lot of people just like swipe, 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 and they probably, dating app is like a right place, right time type situation. I mean, dating itself is like that, but more so on dating apps, because I feel like different people are at different stages of dating app. Like, you probably recently matched with someone and you just got out of that and you're trying to be like casual with other people. At the same time, somebody is coming in looking for a serious relationship. So if you happen to meet that person, then you're like, what am I doing here?
The most annoying people to match with, though, and I'm sorry to those people, but are the 27-plus-year-olds who are joining dating apps for the first time and have no idea about how this world works. And they're just coming into it rosy-eyed because my friend told me that I can find people here.
And here I am.
Shahnaz has told me yesterday, I spoke to her, and I thought, so I'm on Hinge. Hi. And they know nothing. They know nothing about how this world works. every system has its unspoken rules and regulations, a way that it functions. You start a conversation a certain way. Sometimes those conversations dwindle. It's not expected to be whenever a message comes, immediate response will come. You know, on Hinge, you get a message during the day, रात को responses जाते हैं. If a conversation happens, it happens. If it doesn't, they don't understand that. They don't understand the rules of baat ho rahi hai, it goes well. You have to ultimately stop talking and turn it into a plan or leave it be. You know, you're not supposed to have a 3-week talking stage just on the Hinge app, which is a
That's
terrible
like a
message.
pen pal, bro.
Huh?
That's
yeah.
like a pen pal.
Yeah. They don't understand these concepts. They treat the dating app like a messaging app. And it gets a little crazy because you can't really get to know a person. You can't send GIFs, you can't send stickers.
I love how your top problem is you can't send GIFs.
That's not the top problem. The top problem is get with the program, bro. What are you doing? Where were you for the last 7-8 years in a relationship? Go back to it.
Oh my god.
क्या कर रहे हो यहाँ पे? तंग कर रहे हो हम लोगों को?
I think overall, dating app is a great place to meet people who are different. But at the same time, it's all timing, it's all luck, it's all algorithm. I love how we just drop algorithm.
How many
But I
of
never
your-
know what algorithm is.
To close this out, we should figure out what total number of relationships you've been in and how many of those were through dating apps.
Okay. Sorry, mom. I think I don't even know how many relationships I've been in. Let's say approx. Like
Serious relationships.
serious
6 months or
relationship.
more.
Oh, 6 months or more. That narrows it down quite crazy. Like 5, 6.
And how many were from dating apps?
3.
So 50%.
50%.
It's 2 out of 3 for me. 66.66%. Quick maths.
Businessman.
Businessman. But I think that's a good point to close.
Yeah.
Good stuff, bro. No. We have to do the.
Nice to meet you.
All right, good stuff, yo. Bye.
Bye. Let's switch seats like that. Let's see who does it better.
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. No hands. 1, 2, 3. Who did it better, Palash?
Grace. Simplicity.
He's
Beauty.
like, I can't choose between my 2 kids.
Papa, please.
Every finger is different. My mom, every time I ask her who is the favorite child, every finger is different. How can I choose a favorite finger? I'm like,